Okay, Livewire and YouTube enthusiasts looking at broken bikes. This is a 2020, technically it's a 23, I think, Harley Davidson slash Livewire. It's right around that time where they were switching. And this bike had a nasty boo-boo, as you can tell. I bought this mostly because I got plenty of other bikes. I got more outside. All of them always need work, but I found this at the auction pretty cheap. So I decided to buy it mostly to mess with it. I took a test ride on one and really liked it. Thought it was pretty much an amazing machine. Obviously, you have range and that kind of stuff. But overall, I thought it was a very, very competent bike. But of course, it was, when I took a test ride, I think they wanted $30,000 for them. I think they're about 20 now. Livewire's maybe a little less than that. So anyway, I liked the bike. I thought it was a great bike, but I have a lot of bikes and don't really need another one anyway. And so I wasn't going to spend that kind of money. But when this came up to the auction, I thought, well, I'm going to see how these things are made. And, I'd love to save this one if I could. I like to save bikes. Of course, it's got a salvage title. But I don't know whether I'm going to be able to save it or not. I don't think I will, based on my initial look it over. I often buy bikes that have been dropped, beat up a little bit. But once the frame's damaged and that kind of stuff, it's beyond my skills. So I bought this knowing that it had been hit hard and that it probably wasn't going to be savable. So I'm not really disappointed. If nothing else, I'd like to have a look at how it works and maybe use the motor on something or use the battery on something. I don't know. But since there's absolutely no information about these bikes out there, I mean, there's just almost nothing. I was kind of surprised, actually. I went ahead and ordered a electric manual. So I'll have a wiring diagram and that kind of stuff and some safety equipment so I can mess with this. I'm not an electric guy, but I'm going to try and learn this stuff. So I just thought I would just put a few videos up for people who are interested. I'll bring the big camera out and actually take some stuff apart. I don't usually do stuff on YouTube, but when I notice there's a lack of information out there, I do my part to add to it. So anyway, I'll just do a quick walkthrough. Obviously it was hit on the front. So this is damaged. This bike came from the south. And obviously the wheel got hit hard. So the wheel's gone. The brake, I don't know. There's probably parts there that are probably okay. But of course the forks are shot. Now these are Showa big piston forks, 43 millimeter. I could probably find a set of forks that would work for this. These are a pretty common fork. They put it on CBR 1000s and some other stuff, I think. So I could probably find a set of forks for it, but it's probably not gonna happen. So obviously this is kind of thrown together here. And the screen, which I can't believe works, but the back mounting place broke. And it's got the plug here, but when you look on the inside here, I think it's this one, I guess. I think it's got the right number of pins. It pulled itself out. So I'm gonna try to probably connect it and see if it works. That's quite a bit of electrical work there, and I think I'm gonna need the other side of this plug. Although maybe that's all it had. Yeah, I guess that's all it had. So I'm gonna see if I can connect those wires. It looks like it's doable. I may just use jumpers or something. But even if I do that, I got a key for it, but I did not get the fob, which means I have to go to Harley. Probably there's no Livewire dealer near me, and see if Harley would make me a fob, which is possible. I could see probably doing that. I did get a key. I don't think I can do this with the camera, but the charger's missing. And I had a couple chargers, but I think I gave them away when I got rid of my last electric car. I had an old Mitsubishi thing that I got rid of, and I think they're gone. So I'll probably buy another charger just to see what happens when I plug it in. The back you know, looks okay. There's this peg's gone, obviously, but I think that passenger would probably work for it. And this doesn't seem damaged. And this frame seems fine on this side. Now look, this looks like a two-part frame, which kind of surprised me. Rear seems okay. I'm kind of tight in here, so somebody shoved this thing in there. This is obviously the side cover for the other side. Somebody shoved it in there. Obviously, it's just sitting there. I don't like that, but that's the way it was shipped to me, and that's the way it was sitting in the yard at the auction. So I guess if any damage has been done, it's been done. So my major concern, let's see if it show up on camera, is right here. So this is the neck here. This is the frame, and you see this fracture right here. And that's bad enough. I wouldn't ride it. So I usually tend to not sell my bikes, especially ones that I've kind of fixed, because, you know, I don't want to be responsible for anybody else getting hurt, but I wouldn't ride with that, and I wouldn't ask anybody else to ride with that. Now, the question is, this is a three-part frame, I guess. So you have a neck here that has the vent on it, and then you've got this mounted here, and it goes all the way up to the top, but there's a seam there. So one of the things I'm going to do is take this side of the frame off. And there's another one, it's up for auction, that I might try and buy. They're always up for auction, but I might try and buy another one. And this is some kind of, I guess, for the coolant. I would say it looks like an oil cooler, but there ain't no, I don't think that's the case. I think that's probably the radiator for whatever coolant it has. And this case is cracked here too. That's unfortunate, I just noticed that. So it's in a bad way, right? It's in a bad way. But there's no parts for this for sale anywhere. And I know they didn't sell too many of them, but they did sell some. So, you know, I may figure out how it works and then sell the parts off of it. Or I may take the motor and put the motor in something else. Or I may take the battery and use the battery as like a power station for home, like a generator to go. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So you guys can make your suggestions. But this is the first video. I'm going to start taking this thing apart probably this weekend and getting into it just to see what it's like. Anyway, more to come.